Alright, so here we have this new NESPi case, and basically it's just an evolution of the existing Raspberry Pi cases for these kind of retrocade, RetroPie systems that play all these old emulator games. Packaging is pretty nice. Actually comes in a box that looks like the original NES case. Really simple. Has a little cardboard kind of holder for the case itself. Has the instructions, the basic instructions, and the nice thing is this is super easy to install. You essentially pop in a few ribbon cables, screw down the Raspberry Pi, shut the case, throw in some screws, and you're done. I mean, it's really easy. And here's the benefits you get. It basically reorients the USB ports and the HDMI so that it's not sticking out on the side. So let's look at first at the first iteration that I ever did. It was just one of these really basic cases. Again, all the USB and the Ethernet port are in the front. Then you have your HDMI, power, and headphone jack on the side here, and then in the rear you have your micro SD card slot for the image, the Linux image. So this is my first one, the first one that I would build for and give to friends and stuff. Worked really well, but really basic. Typically with these you had to have some sort of like a power toggle to power on and off. There wasn't like an inline power, or there's no like onboard power toggles on these. So like the next upgrade that I did was this little case here. Again, kind of, you can see where it's going here, looking like the old school NES systems. It does have a little cutout here, but it did not have an LED, and these are non-functional power buttons. Other than that, still the same location-wise. You know, doesn't reorient any of your ports or anything like that. Flip it up to get to the USBs. Micro SD here in the back. One thing I did do on this one is I wired in an LED for power to show when it's powered on, and I also installed one of these we call it a Borkin button, but basically it's a scripted. It's a button that goes in your 3.5mm jack, and then you install a script in the Pi, so when you press this, it automatically powers the system down and powers it back up. So again, I had to do some manual modifications to get it to that point, and it does work, but again, still no working power buttons here. So enter the NESPi case, and what they've done is just awesome. Again, they've reoriented all the ports so that you have your two primary USBs here in the front. Open it up, and you have two more USBs and your Ethernet, so all in the front here. Two working power and reset buttons. So the power is a toggle, so on, off. Reset is momentary, so you hit a momentary and it resets the system. And you do have a working LED button. This lights up red when it's powered on. Go to the side, and you have your micro SD card for the image. And then on the back, you have your HDMI, your power, and your 3.5mm jack. So again, the orientation is awesome because now the cables go out the back versus out the side of the unit, which is what these would do. So it just looks a little bit more clean. Again, build quality is awesome. It's pretty hefty. And then it even has this little storage down here. If you have different game images that you run, you can throw your SD card inside there. So overall, it's a really nice case. I mean, for the price, I think they're around 25 bucks on Amazon. You really can't beat it for what it gives you if you want to build one of these retro gaming systems. Let's go ahead and power it up and kind of show you what we got going there. So real quick before we jump to the actual emulators and whatnot, wanted to show kind of how this is set up. Basically, here's all the components and parts that come in the box. Again, you have your breakout board, the instructions, the top of the case. Note that the Raspberry Pi is not included. I just have that there to kind of show kind of a size, size comparison. And here we have everything plugged in. Again, just a few ribbon cables, some jumpers, and you secure it down. Super easy install. This is before you secure it down with a few screws, but this is how it sits inside the case itself. And here you see the reorientation of the ports using these breakout boards. Again, pretty simple, but great execution with this case. Alright, so with that, I've gone ahead and plugged in the HDMI port. Let's go ahead and get some power here. Alright. So we got the power plugged in. I do have currently just a USB kind of SNES controller plugged in. This is Bluetooth, so it does support wireless Bluetooth controllers. I don't think I've paired these ones yet, but these work really well as well. These are the 8-bit DOE wireless controllers. And then just as size comparison, so this is an original NES case. This is one I've modified to actually have a RetroPie inside of it, and it has a working power button that also lights up when you turn it on. So just size-wise, you can see it's still quite small compared to the original case. Let's go ahead and fire this guy up. So again, toggle switch, LED indicator lights up, which is awesome. And we'll go ahead and cut over to the actual HDMI display for the rest of this here. So this is called the comic book theme. Basically, I need to remove some of these because I don't have all these games on here. But for example, arcade, click on this here, and 102 games. It's cool because it has a built-in video. I've modified this to have built-in video snaps for each one of the games. So that's kind of neat there. Let's go ahead and go to NES, Nintendo. And again, let's go to one of my favorites here, Battletoads. So it gives you a little snap display. And we'll launch Mario 3. So works perfect. My kids love it. They sit back on sometimes when they don't want to play the newer systems, and I tell them, okay, well, I'm not going to buy you guys any more games until you can show me you can beat one of these older games. So they'll go through and have to try and beat, the original Mario games, or they're actually working on Zelda, the first Zelda game right now. So lots of fun to be had in these things, and excited to have this new case that allows us to kind of get the look from these older systems. So that's a quick look at this new gaming case. Again, really like it, and if you guys want to take a look at it, check out the link in my description below. All right, to get out of any one of these games, you just hold down Start and Select at the same time. Kicks you back to the main menu. I'll go back here and just show some other. This is your RetroPie main menu where you can change themes and modify system settings. Over here, Super NES, that's an important one too. And again, so a lot of great games on here. I haven't put all the games on here, but there's a good chunk of them for sure. Earthworm Jim, that's one of my favorites growing up. So again, awesome little system. The case makes a huge difference, I think, just in the look and the feel of what's going on, especially paired with some wireless controllers. It's quite nice. So take a look at that. Check out the link in my on the blog for a link directly to the take a look at the link both in the video description and also on my project blog to see where it's at on Amazon. And if you have any questions, hit me up in the comments. Thanks for taking a look. Oh, shoot. All right, and just to show the functionality of the buttons here, again, the reset is momentary, so you press it once, it resets the system, and then you can toggle off the power completely. Now, I don't really want to just kill the power while I'm still in system, so the proper way to shut one of these things down is you go to the start menu, go quit, shut down system, you hit yes, and as soon as it fully shuts down, like as far as all your display goes totally dead, then, so no signal, now we're not good, hit the power button again, and it powers off. The indicator goes off, your system's off. So this little case works really well. Quite a fan of it. It's at a great price point, and I think it just has a really good finish to it. So very, very happy with this thing.